I've been through a lot of crazy things, especially in my 20s, which I just left. And for a majority of my 20s, I was touring around the United States with a bunch of musicians and rock bands, and we were going from city to city, putting on these huge concerts. And we would do this for 2 months every year for many years. And as you can imagine, a lot of crazy things happened. And something that was there, or a person that was there throughout all of that time with me, is my friend Andrew Bisante. And if you don't know who Andrew Bisante is, you're going to meet him in a second when we give him a call. But some of the things that me and Andrew will talk about are just reflecting on some of these memories and crazy things that's happened to us. He's just my friend that was there when I was developing who I am, and he went through a lot with me, so I'm very excited to get to the conversation. Andrew Bisante, ladies and gentlemen, A Place for Humans podcast. Welcome back. Hallelujah. Oh, before we get into it, just a quick message from our sponsors over at Skillshare. We've all been in life, making our way through, shuffling around, and in that time we've gathered some skills. For example, I know how to play the flute. I can do a proper push-up. As you can say, I'm a successful professional when it comes to being a human on Earth. But did you know that there is a website full of people with expertise in pretty much anything you can imagine? You want to be a magician? You want to learn how to hypnotize people? You want to learn how to play guitar or learn a new language? Well, guess what? Skillshare.com has made this so easy. Anything you can imagine, it's all there. And the first 1,000 people to click the link on the screen or in the description below will get 1 month free. Think about what you can do in a month. You could be a novice swordsman in a month. You could probably speak conversational spell. Hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amor? I learned how to flirt in Spanish in just 1 month on Skillshare. Please sign up with my link. It means the world to me. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for supporting my podcast and supporting all of our skills in this life. Click the link in the description. Yo. Yo.
Hello? It's working. Hey, nice microphone, bro.
You got a nice microphone too.
Yes, sir.
It's already counting us down.
Okay. Hey, man, what's up, dude? Welcome to the fucking podcast.
Ooh, what's up?
Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, you can swear. Just maybe don't say pussy or something like that. Maybe.
I would never.
No,
say
you can
pussy.
say pussy if you want.
I would literally never say pussy. That's disgusting.
I feel like it might have never been said before though on my channel before. But if you want to say it, you can be the first.
I'll keep
You know what? We were the last people to do an interview with Ron Jeremy before he got arrested and went to prison for the rest of his life.
No way.
I think so. It seems that way.
Yeah, it does seem that way, dude.
What a weird
I got so much backlash from that, and like,
really,
how are we supposed to know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He wasn't like the most gentle, kindest human being, going into the podcast.
Dude, Uncle Ron. No, he ain't not my uncle.
We were like complimenting him so hard.
What were we saying? I forget.
We were just saying we're like, oh man, he must got the biggest dick, and like,
no, we didn't say that to him, did we?
We're sure. Well, not to him, but I mean like before he joined the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We were like juicing him up, and then he comes in, and we were just like, hey, Mr. Hey, sir,
Jeremy.
Mr. Jeremy.
Dr. Jeremy.
And then like a week later, he's man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's a very funny story.
Dude, look at my shirt.
Oh, nice. It still looks good. It looks fresh, like a new one.
Yeah, man. Thanks. I wear it on special occasions.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking some good coffee.
Yeah, where's it from?
It's
Good.
from this local coffee shop here in Toronto. What's it called? That's the real question of the day. My friend Connor, and you know Connor.
Oh yeah,
he
McGregor.
drinks. Yeah, that's the one. He drinks this coffee all the time, and he's like always recommends it to me, and I finally caved and bought a bag, and it's just incredible coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't just taste like normal coffee. There's something different about it.
Yeah, this one has like a hint of like berries and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. It's really good coffee.
What about your little mushroom trip you had yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever, or the weekend or whenever it was?
Um, well, I wouldn't say it was a trip per se. I kind
I
of
mean, you
like
called me talking about God and stuff.
well, okay, so see what had happened was is I did like nothing. I only did like point 0.2 or something. Like
Oh, come on.
I know I didn't do it
You were
wasn't
acting so
anything.
giggly and stuff.
Well, I was also super drunk.
Yeah.
But so that happened. So I guess just like I don't know, it was like starting to come in like, the little bit of like that microdose, and my friend started talking about like the devil, like just randomly, and I'm like, I don't want to hear about the devil right now. I'm like giggling with my boys, and he's like, "What, man? Like spooky devil?" And like getting all weird, and it got me all weird. And like I wasn't even like high to the point where I was like, "Oh, I'm having a bad trip." It was just like uncomfortable to hear as I'm like giggling with my boys. So I went outside, and then I was like thinking about God, and I was like, the only person that would want to actually like have a talk about this right now is my friend Dakota. And I don't even remember what I asked you. Something
You're
about
like, do mushrooms do mushrooms have like a origin in Christianity or something like that?
oh yeah, because I was yeah. I
Were
was
you guys
just
talking about that?
yeah. I think that's why it was brought up originally because it was like if you have like a bad trip on shrooms, you see like the devil and shit. And I think that's what was like freaking me out, even though like I've done shrooms before and I have never had a bad trip.
Never?
But no.
Not
I've,
even like
I've
a close one?
dude, the crazy thing is, I'll tell like this one. It's a long story, but I'll make it 1 minute. But I was at a friend's house, and I must have done like this was probably when I did like a full gram. Like I was for sure Gonzo, and this we heard gunshots, and like we were in the backyard. It was a summer day, like a couple years ago. We heard gunshots, and a guy like jumped over to the fence in this backyard that we were sitting in, and was like crying and like screaming that he got shot. And like, if there's any time to have a bad trip, it would be in that moment. And the only thing that I could do was laugh and offer him mushrooms. And
Oh,
it was like,
was he really dying?
no, he was like shot in like the fucking like he got shot here with like a BB gun. It was like not even like
Oh,
it was like a little bruise or something. But the story was is he's gay, and this guy he was hanging out
wait,
with
what? That's a twist.
I know. So this guy's gay, okay, and the guy who's hanging out with is like kind of gay or in the closet.
Which
And they
one?
were
The one that's the shooter's gay or one?
the shooters, they're both gay.
Okay.
And turns out that the guy was really drunk who and this guy that got shot by him was like they were making out and like touching each other's like peckers and whatnot. And then the guy like kind of like comes to and is like, wait, I'm not gay, and starts like
Oh,
call him all sorts of crazy names, and then
I've been there.
chases him out of the house with a BB gun and shoots him. And then we were like beside him, like the house, so he just jumped the fence because he got freaked out. And and like the worst people ever to like bring someone in that just got shot. Like we were like,
Did he eat the
oh,
mushrooms at
welcome.
least?
No, so we had one sober person with us, and he was like, do not give this guy mushrooms. Like, don't
Oh,
do this.
I would have gave it to him too, probably. That'd been my first instinct.
He's like crying, and he's like coming out to us as gay. Like clearly he's also like just newly found out that he's gay or something, or like
Damn, he's a
expressing
whole.
it. He was like expressing to strangers that he's gay for like literally seemed like the first time because he was
That's how
crying.
he opened.
Yeah, by jumping over a fence and fuck. And so we
Just
were
saying, hey
so,
guys,
but we were
I'm
so,
gay
we
and
were
shot.
so, yeah, we were so fucked up that we thought there was like I for sure thought there was blood all over his face. Like I was tripping, and I was like, dude, we gotta get him to a hospital. But, like he's bleeding everywhere. Everyone's like he's not bleeding. It was wild. So that was like that
That's
was,
the
and like that's
closest.
the thing though is like that's the closest I ever got to like a bad trip. And then a few other times I did it, it was never that much. So it was like maybe like half a gram or something, and it was just like giggles. And I don't think I've ever done enough to induce a bad trip, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. What about the spiritual effects? Have you ever gotten to that? Like where you've taken
I
some to
no,
just
I
like,
still don't think I've done enough to.
no?
I've had like spiritual thoughts, like even on like other drugs and whatnot. But
Like which ones?
man, I hope my mom doesn't watch this. let's just say almost every drug I've done, including alcohol, I want to say. I know alcohol isn't really linked to spirituality in any way, shape, or form, but I mean, I guess it can be,
Yeah, I
but
think it can be.
I've had like crazy thoughts and spiritual,
Yeah.
not awakenings, but
I mean, why not?
revelations.
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Uh, yeah, I think almost every. I think it just depends on who you're with and how much
Yeah.
you're doing and all, et cetera. Like the variables, you know, it all has to
Yeah.
be lined up and right. Because like I was so gone that night on mushrooms when that guy hopped the fence, and I don't think I thought about spirituality or religion one time. I was just like everything was just the funniest thing in the entire world to
Oh, I
me.
would have been
And
praying for him. I would have been getting some pile of wood ready to cremate his body.
yeah, for sure, you would have been dancing on his
Yeah.
ashes before he even
Yeah,
died.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What? So you've lost yourself in the sauce, eh? You're
What do you
just
mean?
you just went full. Well, when we were hanging out and touring and stuff like that, we were like scratching the surface of like spirituality and what could be more, you know. It was exciting, at least for me. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure
It
obviously
was
for you
exciting.
it was exciting because everything was so new.
Yeah, it was new
but
for
but
sure.
I'm thinking now, like, you've been just continuously diving into this world of spirituality. It's like,
Yeah.
is there still new stuff going on? Like, haven't you read all the damn books? Like, you know, how many Bhagavad Gitas are there?
No, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's not even necessarily about like getting something out of like it's not about reading a book or about like getting I don't know, like going to like the temples and stuff that we went to. I think it was exciting for us because there was such a pilgrimage and adventure evolved into it, and it was new, obviously.
Yeah,
But like we were just like we were young, we were living on the road, we were living with some traveling monks. Like we were, it was just like a crazy situation, and we were fully immersed into it. So like that itself kind of was the spiritual experience for us more than going to like the temple and stuff like that. It was really like just our little journey that we were having with
damn,
ourselves.
yeah. You said immersed. I feel like if we both definitely let whatever happened happen, like, kind of thing, you know, like we just let
Yeah.
it take over us. I feel like if I was like, I'm a city boy, I ain't, you know, and like
Yeah.
I like didn't fully commit to the bit, you know, it would have been so unenjoyable. Like I think
Yeah.
the fact that we both committed and then just like didn't wear shoes and wore beads and
Yeah.
like,
Well, let's
you
give a little
know,
bit of backstory. So we were
sure.
touring around the United States, hopping from city to city with some of like the biggest rock bands and musicians. I mean,
Like
still some of
the
them are, yeah,
biggest.
and still some of them are very famous still.
Yeah.
Um, and on these tours, there are different people that come. It's like a whole, it's like a circus or something. Like every day it pops up and it
Yeah.
turns into this thing, and like all types of people come to kind of it's a whole ecosystem, you know? And a part of this ecosystem is these monks show up there to sell these books. And somehow, after a psychedelic experience I had, I ended up befriending one of these monks. And just by like association, you just kind of, I don't know, you were there
Well,
with
I
me.
think the true origin story on is like, sure, you definitely did all of that, but the reason, like,
Yeah, let's
you
hear your perspective.
knew, from my perspective, is you knew uh from, I think, 2014, was it, you met someone, and then
About,
in 2015 is when we started to actually,
yeah, with Prahlad, I think.
no, there was I only know
Rudge,
as,
Rudge,
yeah, Braj, yeah,
Rajananda.
I was gonna call him Brandon. I think that's
Yeah,
just
yeah, it's
his
his real
real
name.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brudge. I remember. I think it would have been in like Ohio or something, like the beginning
He's
of the
cool.
tour.
I like him.
He kept bringing us the vegan cookies.
Oh yeah, he would always bring us those cookies, dude. God bless those days.
I know, and they were so good. But he would hang out for a little bit and like
Yeah,
talk to us. And
yeah,
he had like a tattoo, like a
yeah.
half sleeve. And we were like, why is this like guy with a half sleeve talking about like crazy spirituality? Like, you could be cool and spiritual. Like, I don't know. I just remember hanging out with him all the time, and he had like these like cool stories to say. And
Yeah.
like he was like our age pretty much. Like, I don't think he was,
A little older than us, probably, but
maybe
yeah,
a little older.
that's
And I
very
remember
cool.
we just hung out with him all of the time during that
Yeah,
tour. And then you introduced me to Prahlad. And then that's when things got a little crazy. That's when we
Yeah.
went. That's when we jumped off the diving board.
Man, that's a whole movie, that little experience that we had.
Yeah. So
That's funny that it starts
yeah.
with Brajananda for you, because with me it
For
starts
me,
with
yeah.
Prahlad. And then I guess Prahlad didn't do Warp Tour that year, and that's probably why you didn't meet him.
Yeah. I did not
But
meet him that tour.
that's cool. Braj is cool. But anyways, so there's like these Hare Krishna monks. They were traveling around, and then we were going to all the temples. That was because we were traveling with these
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, we ended up living in their van with them.
For 2 months.
And why did we do that again? I guess it was just because we were doing this for a few years already, and we had been buying vans. Oh fuck! And
I I had no say in this stuff because this is we're talking your company. You were putting all the money into this. Like I was just kind of hanging out with you for 2 months and like working for free for some reason. But like so I didn't have a say whether we were in a van with Hare Krishnas or we were
yeah,
on a bus or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So you were just like, oh, we're gonna do it like this. And I'm like, okay, like sure, I'll just close my eyes and come along with you.
But that
But
was actually so fun. We had that huge bed. We were in that big Sprinter van. That was really nice, actually.
yeah, for the listeners here, picture this, okay? Picture a Sprinter van, like one of those like moving vans, okay? Like that, like a moving truck, like van thing. Okay, now picture from the front seat, from the front seat to the back is a mattress. Like that, it was the whole van was a
I don't
mattress.
know why they did that, but yeah, it was nice still. And then didn't someone sleep underneath it? Like there was like a
Perlot slept underneath it a few times because it was like raised. It was like because you could. So basically, you could. They built like a platform so we could put like stuff underneath, like our luggage and merch and all that stuff. But yeah,
little shower in it.
there was a
Had a little
tiny
kitchen
which
too, remember?
there was a tiny kid. I just like why would they make that mattress so big?
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know
I
why.
guess there was like
They
seven
were
of us at
and
one
they were
point.
tall too, though. You remember they were like six
They
three,
were,
six
yeah,
four.
they were tall people we were touring with. Yeah, what the heck?
Like
We were like little guys. You could have folded us up and put us like in a little luggage.
which temple do you remember going to the
The
most
one in I think it's Nashville.
in Tennessee?
Yeah, yeah, the one that was like off the grid.
Yeah, that one was way off the grid. Maduri Valley or something it was called. Yeah,
Oh, and then the one in Chicago too.
Chicago.
Or is it Chicago? Was it no? Colorado. Colorado
Maduri. Okay, so the Tennessee one for sure. That one was legendary.
with the cows
With the cows and
and
donkeys.
the
And
donkeys.
that was really our first experience of like going into a commune almost. That's I really haven't had another experience like that. Like just like a group of kind of
How
culty
they
people
just
living.
completely live. Like, did they even have a car?
I don't think so. They think they
Like, how
just
did
live
they
there.
get stuff?
That was cool. And I wonder if those people are still there, if like I don't know, their little babies were all running around naked and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, they had little babies.
And there was like the one guru, like just some old white guy.
Dude, I mean, okay,
Weird.
I'm getting a little bit of a that was a cult.
Yeah, it's pretty culty. That one was pretty culty.
Like there's one main guy
There's
and then
one
like a
main
bunch
guy.
of people like cooking and cleaning for
Yeah.
him in like this
Yeah.
house. I mean, I don't know. That's
It's pretty
I mean, at the
culty.
time it was pretty cool. I mean, the temple that they had in the house was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, another one I remember is when we were in Arizona and we went to that other guy's house.
Yes, that guy's house is cool too. That like he lived in that mansion or something, just
Dude,
like the
a
goat guy.
mansion, and then there's like a temple in this mansion.
Yeah. With goats or something, right? He had a farm.
Oh yeah, remember those massive dogs?
I do remember those massive dogs.
He
Yeah.
had dogs that were like horses.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you were gonna? What temple do you remember? Because
And then there was another one. What did you say, Colorado? Oh yeah,
yeah,
Colorado. Obviously, the Colorado temple.
with that
These are
one
all
famous
Hare Krishna
picture.
temples,
Yeah, Hare Krishna temple.
in which
Remember
we
the
would
famous
never.
picture?
Which one?
The famous picture of like
Oh yeah,
15
yeah,
like
yeah. Of us
Hare
with
Krishnas, and then
it's
us
just us.
just like chilling.
I felt like we never fit in with those guys.
They accepted us.
A little bit. I mean, yeah, they did accept us. I felt like they never fully accepted me. Some of those guys. I think
Really?
maybe I don't know, maybe not. I feel like some of like the other like Brajananda and his clan. I feel like there was always
Clan.
I feel like there was like
Jeez.
kind of beef because we were like the hippies and like the kind of
Yeah.
liberated free spirits, and they were like the strict, like
There were,
door
yeah, the
knocking.
older people. The older people were very
But
strict.
Prahlad was old too, and he was very like
He wasn't that old though.
he was older than all those guys, I think.
I think your camera froze for me at least.
Oh,
Oh, it's
okay.
back. We're back.
Yeah.
He wasn't that old. He was like what, in his 40s.
Yeah, but Brajanda's
Yeah, he
35
was like
or something.
30 something. But
Yeah.
still, I wouldn't consider 40s old.
Well, that's because we're 40 now almost,
Yeah.
basically.
But I mean, the older Hare Krishnas were like 50s, 60s. Like there's probably, I think there was one guy like 80 something. He didn't even talk.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
guy. I
just
remember that guy.
some like silent old guy that just like was there with a shaved head.
Yeah.
That's why I mean those, yeah, I mean I don't think they would have accepted us really. I mean they were probably stoked that like people were trying Hare Krishna stuff out,
Yeah.
but yeah, we were the wild boys of the Krishna
We went
community.
for it, you know. We were
Uh,
chanting, we were playing music. Do you remember that one moment when we were in that temple and it was just us and we were just
yeah,
like that? I
the
think that might have been Tennessee, maybe. Oh no, there was another
no,
place.
that was the one in Arizona.
That one's cool.
That I remember us like playing music and just
Yep.
going bonkers.
Yep. Hare
There
Krishna.
there is honestly like though there is something about like maybe I don't know how to like fully describe it or explain it, but there's something about like chanting, or maybe it's just the act of singing with
Yeah.
like friends in a circle and like losing
Dancing
yourself to like the melody and like dancing and just
and
completely like
repeating.
yeah, and like immersing yourself in that like repetition and dancing and fun and just freedom, like just being like completely free of everything.
Yeah,
That is like some sort of spiritual
it is definitely.
like moment, but it's I think it's just like we're at least for me at that point I was hard linking it to Krishna
Yeah.
and like Hare Krishna stuff, when really you could just do that to anything. You could be
Yeah.
dancing around singing about
Well, that's what
applesauce.
concerts are, you know, on a
Yeah,
Sunday.
absolutely. It's like what's stopping us from creating our own,
But what I guess like you had to go back to your
clan.
real question, your clan. You asked me like what kept me on the path, and it's just like
Hmm.
for me, it's just because it's real to me. Like I feel like there is like an actual spiritual quality to the universe, and that quality is like some unspeakable mystery. And like when I look in the eyes of like you or someone I love or something like that, I just see like all of the things that the universe had to do since the beginning that it started, all of the little tiny moments and complex explosions in the universe and everything spinning and all of this chaos. And then slowly, 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 it just like leads to this moment of like me or like us having this conversation or something. And like to me, it's like, wow, dude, the whole universe is like coming together. Every force and energy that's happening right now is happening. And just like we're just in the middle of it, and like there's just something so crazy about that it is like when you can really tune into that truth, it's like just a spiritual feeling just arises
Yeah.
naturally, and I think that truth is more real than anything. And like it's just some temporary happening. It's like just how lucky and beautiful is it that like in this infinite and somehow in the infinite universe, if it is infinite, that just for a temporary small bit of time you get to be you, or I get to be me, or we get to be friends, and we get to live this crazy little dramatic life and fall in love and scrape our knees and smoke weed and get heartbroken or get angry or all this stuff. And then just like when you really look at it outside of all that drama, it's just like so sweet and innocent that this like it's just like tiny little human life in this infinite thing, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
cute.
happening real quick. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
cute, and it's like
yeah.
I feel like somewhere somehow the universe is conscious of all of this. Like there's
Well,
it's doing
yeah.
something.
I mean, I can see that. Well, people are always like, "Oh, whatever you put out into the universe is what you get back," or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's just like a crazy cliche, but it's like what you just said. Like if the universe is conscious of it, then that fully makes sense.
Well, it's like we're conscious. So a thing being conscious can exist. So it's like, where do we get it from? What is the source? I feel like
Do you watch the show Black Mirror?
I've seen a couple episodes.
So there's the new one that just came out, and this relates to it of what you just said, and at least I think it does. There's an episode where Joan is awful. Have you seen that one? Where like there's like a Streamberry, which is like Netflix, is like made an AI show, like an artificial intelligent like show, using like a chat GPT type of thing, but like with a person.
Yeah.
And it's like copying everything that this person does. But and then it's like, anyways, it's pretty crazy. It's a really crazy episode. But it made me that episode because it's like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but there's the whole thing is kind of, to me, it was like it explained infinity very well to me. And I didn't really think of like, because if you think of infinity, to me, and this is a crazy claim here, but infinity, if there's an infinity, then that means that there is a God.
Why?
I don't know why, but to me, it makes sense. Like, if there's forever and an infinite amount of it, then, well, we die. Humans, all humans can die right now. Zero humans can exist if something happened. So we don't know infinity. We can't. I guess maybe we're keeping infinity alive with our minds because like there's no consciousness if we're all gone. But like the Earth will still be here.
And then eventually that's
won't
gonna go
know
away
it.
too.
I mean, yeah, eventually then the sun's
But
gonna
what
burn
happens when
out.
everything goes away? There's still something that exists. Like when all things that are in this material
Yes,
world, the
space.
earth and everything, yeah, like just the quality, whatever like the fabric is of the air that we just are moving through, and we can't even touch or acknowledge.
Yeah.
It's so in it, like you don't even think
Yeah,
about it.
this stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what is that? And like that's going to be there always. Like when everything goes away, that just this energy, just and like when there's nothing there to move through it, it's just this pure thing. And to
Just
me,
like
like that's kind of what God is. Is
just
like
like
whatever
your
that source
frozen
is.
your frozen camera is like what we're talking about right now. Are you still there, or is it
Yeah.
just
Can you hear
is
me?
it yeah, but is it just,
Or yeah, is it just like a time blip?
or are we stuck in time?
Did you see that video of that bird that is just frozen and people say it's a glitch in the
Yeah,
matrix?
I saw that this morning or yesterday. What is that? What was I saw a tweet underneath it. It was so funny to me. They're like, well, this is very easily explainable. It's like because of the electric current in the electrical whatever, and then they're going on, and they're like, okay, just kidding. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And it was so scientific, like the electrical currents and like the way that the wind is hitting at approximately like 30-degree angle with the bird's wings holding, and it was just like so funny. And then like, okay, just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, what is that? Do you know anything about that?
Oh, it's probably just not real. I don't think that's possible.
It's for sure not possible.
Well, you ever seen those birds that just kind of like keep their head like stabilized or like
Yes, but they have
still kind of moving?
stabilizers in their heads or something. They're like what are those, the fucking gimbals? What are they called for the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a bird. How about when planes? You know when like you sometimes see a plane, and it looks like it just does it's not moving.
No, I've never seen that.
You ever seen that? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like I don't know. When I'm like sometimes driving in my car, I'll see like a plane, and maybe I'm going the same speed of it as. No, I don't know. Sometimes for sure, someone in the comments would be like, "Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about." Sometimes you just look in the sky and it looks like a plane is just stuck in the sky. It doesn't look like it's moving.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever experienced that. I live right next to an airport, so I see airplanes all the time, though.
So I got a text message, work related.
Oh shit!
My boss. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a job. I'm still a hippie.
You got any girlfriends?
Yeah, man, I got like 7, dude.
7?
No, I don't have a girlfriend. I think like I don't even know if I want so I don't even know if I should say this actually. They told me not to say anything.
Okay. Ooh.
So when is this going up?
Today.
Oh yeah, I can't say anything. Well, my sister's married.
Okay.
I think did I tell you
What's your sister's name again? Chelsea or something?
No, I'm not gonna say my sister's name on here.
Chelsea?
It's not Chelsea or Kelsey. I feel like those are
Linda?
American. Those are American names.
Okay, Linda, tell us
Okay,
about her.
sure, Linda. No, she's married, and
When did she get married?
last year.
Why didn't she invite me to the wedding?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe because you don't fucking know her. um, so whatever. She got married, and they like bought a house together and everything. And like I'm
Damn,
like,
already in 1 year. Okay.
yeah, they're super in love. But it made me think because I'm older than my sister by like almost 3 years, and I'm like, damn, I don't even got a girlfriend yet. I don't even know what that feels like.
Yeah.
You know, love. What the heck's that? Last time I was in love, I was 18. Like I don't know. I've been single for so long, but I also love being single. Like
Yeah.
I have like no desire to like give myself,
Really
or
none?
accept someone. Oh, I mean, I have some desire. Like I get lonely and horny and shit, but that's not a good reason to get to into a relationship because
Yeah,
you're
that's true.
lonely or horny. So like I don't have any real desire to like I want a friend, I guess, like a
Don't
girlfriend.
you just like miss the days of like you're just like up all night with someone, you're giggling and you're
I
watching a
love that.
movie
I
or
love
something?
that romantic, cute stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I'm so happy alone. Like it took
Yeah,
me
me too.
years to be happy. Like I was a very depressed, like early 20s kid. Like I was like so lost. Anyway, it took me so long to like enjoy the comfort of my body and the comfort of like being alone. So I'm like just stoked about being alone. I'm still like in this aloneness and like loving it. And plus, we have like the internet now. Like, are you truly ever alone?
Yeah, I feel like I'm more alone than ever now with the internet for some reason. It seems
Oh,
like
really?
there's some there's some weird
Damn.
irony in all of this. Like
Mm,
the more connected we
yeah,
get, the more kind of disconnected we are.
absolutely. If you, for sure, like that.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's
But
just
I guess I'm more. Maybe
I'm
it's
being too
more.
philosophical.
Mine's more surface level. Like
Right.
if I'm like, I'm lonely. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I'll just
you got
call
a bunch of
Dakota.
homies and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, like I can just FaceTime someone or like play a game online with people.
yeah,
Uh, so like I don't feel really lonely.
yeah.
Yeah, there are moments where I'm like in bed and I'm like looking over. I'm like, it'd be so cool if I had some cute little bitty right by my side. But I don't know. Okay, I wanted to talk about really quickly,
Okay.
which I think ties into everything. Truly, well, we're talking about the fabric of the universe, so pretty much everything is ties with that. But time itself
Mm-hmm.
and how and maybe I'm just noticing it more now. Because I'm not really, it's some summer break for me, so I'm kind of just chilling and I got nothing really going on. So maybe I'm hyper focused on time, but it makes me very sad and I don't know, but like on the weekend I went to my cottage with some of my friends. As we were driving up to the cottage, I was like having these like thoughts. I'm like, this is gonna be over so soon, and I'm gonna be back at home in my room. And sure enough, here I am. It's over. That moment is gone and passed. Yeah, I'm excited that it happened. Like it was fun. The whole trip of it, everything was great. But I'm now noticing that anytime I about to do something, I instantly think about the end of it. And I enjoy it, but it's also like then at the end of it, I'm like, yep, I knew it. It's over.
Yeah.
Like with movies, I'm like, I'm only gonna be able to watch this movie one time for the first time ever and enjoy it fully the way like and then it's over and then I'm watching the credits and I'm like, oh, I knew it, that's what's gonna happen. And it's ruining shit for me because like everything I look at now, I look at it as it's going to be over. I look at everything as it's going to end one day, and it's so depressing. Like my life, dude, like everything about everything is ending, and I only hyper focus on that.
I mean, especially now at the time that we are in our lives, because I mean, like, God bless that you still have grandparents, but like
I almost
your
I
grandparents start
lost
dying.
two of them.
Yeah. I mean, but we're at the age like where friends start dying, people
Yep.
just start like change, everything starts changing. Everything is like completely different. Your sister's getting married. It's like the whole end of
She's
era,
been married. She's been married.
But like, like the animals you grew up with are starting to die, and just like we're in a transitional age. And like I feel like with that comes a lot of turbulence and a lot of emotion and a lot of just confusion about like accepting that change is inevitable. Because when you're young, like when you're in your teenagers and your 20s and stuff like that, even though each day is going on, it just feels prolonged for some reason. Like, I don't know if you can agree with this, but now I feel like time is running out, or
It's exactly how I feel.
like you felt you didn't care about the time when you were younger, but now it feels like, oh man, like like I'm at the party and everyone's leaving now or something, and I still want to party.
Dude, that's 100. I'm 32 years old and I'm in college right now.
Yeah,
Like I'm back in college. I have one more year of college. I'm
it's
like,
normal, I think, right?
yeah, there's a couple of people in their 30s in my program, but it's like it's still like there's a lot of 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds,
Right.
and I'm like, it's just crazy to me. Like I don't know, like it's not that crazy truly, but in my head I'm like, damn, like I'm out here just like hanging out with these 20-year-olds, and I just like I gotta soak up some of their youth. I want to live like that still.
Yeah.
That naivety that they
I
have.
mean, like we lived a crazy 20s. Our 20s were fucking about almost about as crazy. If you could think of people in their lives, like not many people got to live the kind of 20s we got to live.
Dude,
We
yeah.
lived like a straight rock star lifestyle for many years.
Do you feel some sort of like maybe ego isn't the best word,
Yeah.
but or maybe it is. But do you feel some sort of ego? I guess I'll just ask it this way. Because of all the cool shit we did in our 20s, and then now like you're back in the States and I'm up
Yeah.
here in Canada and like just chilling, and I'm like I'll meet people or hang out with people and they'll tell me some like cool story they did or whatever, like some crap, and I'm like that ain't shit, dog. Like you
Yeah,
ever
look, I
get
mean,
fucked up with Good Charlotte? Like, nah, you ain't.
yeah.
And that's like, but I don't say that, I just think it. And I'm like, I for sure, this is so egotistical of me, but
I don't
like,
know if I think of it in that kind of way. I think I'll be like, oh, that's cute that you think like
but that's ego to
going
think something
rafting
is
is like
like, you're like,
life
oh,
changing.
yeah, you're like, oh, wow, you
Go to the
fucking
cottage
went
with your boys.
snowboarding in your underwear. Holy shit, dude.
No, do you remember the time where we were on tour and that guy fucking passed out on the road and he crashed his car and we all ran out and we like ran over to him. The guy was having a seizure in his car and do you
I
remember that?
wasn't there.
You weren't there for that?
Was I there?
That was when Eric, you remember Eric, the driver Eric, the one that would go to Planet Fitness all the time?
Yeah. I don't remember this.
You don't remember the guy that was in the car and he rolled through the red light and we were about to hit him and we were like, what is this guy doing? And then we got out of the car and he was just like having a seizure in his driver's seat.
What did we do?
We fucking saved him, man.
I don't know if I was there. I didn't
Saved the
save
dude.
nobody.
I saved the dude.
I mean, yeah, you're a savior.
I know. Well, I just like
When,
sat there while he was having a seizure until he came back.
no, I don't know. I have literally, maybe, I don't know.
Well, anyways, that's just what I'm saying. That's like that was a normal day for us. That kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. My favorite day, which is not like this is a normal day for a lot of people, is I bought an RV. I
Oh
drove
my
it to your
God.
house.
Dude,
We
not
were
this.
we set okay, and then we had a trailer. Okay, we put a trailer, hooked it up to the RV, and we put all the merch in the trailer. And we were like, we're ready to hit the
Brand
road
new trailer filled with merch.
from Michigan to
California.
Seattle.
Something like that, yeah.
Seattle. We were gonna drive just straight across, and it
Woo.
was like perfect. Okay, we pull out of Dakota's driveway,
We get down the
and
street.
the whole underneath of the RV just falls out, and the trailer is just left on the road, and we're driving, and I can't remember who was driving. Was like, hey, I think the trailer fell off.
Ugh.
That was just the crazy shit you
Dude,
get with us, dude.
the way that trip ended, though, that's probably one of the craziest things that I've ever been through.
Driving the RV
Joe?
back home.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was like, that was a dangerous fever dream.
dude, that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole 40 like minute
Dude, oh my
episode
God.
to explain that RV situation. And
When the
yeah,
wall was coming apart and then the fucking engine just stopped working and then it just
dude, it was leaking transmission fluid. It was leaking oil. The gas gauge didn't work. The entire RV's like back part was separating from the front.
Oh shit! Then we had to leave it
Mid-drive.
with my ex-girlfriend, and I think she
Yeah.
broke stuff or something. I
Oh,
don't.
dude. I don't know what kind of like vendetta she had out for me, but she fucked up my whole life during that like month that she had the RV. Like dude, I have so many cassettes. Like I had like all these prized possessions I had in this
It
RV.
disappeared.
Dude, I lost my camera. All the cassettes got like fucking mutilated. Like they were all melted. She didn't care about any of it. The RV was just taking.
You remember when
not
I
taken
was
care
left
of.
her? We were in like the middle of the desert or something. I was like, and we got into a fight, and she got out of the car.
Yeah.
We got a gas. I was like, "Fuck it, leave her."
I do remember.
I was like
That
driving
was
away,
terrible.
and everyone was like, "You guys all made me feel horrible." I mean, I guess in retrospect, it's horrible.
What the fuck? I mean, I don't think, as much as you're like one of my closest friends, I don't think there's ever gonna be a moment where I'm not gonna make you feel horrible for leaving a poor little fucking innocent woman at a gas station. I'm sorry, dude. I know bros before hoes,
I
but
know.
goddamn,
But she deserved it.
it was the heat of the moment. You know?
There was what? There was probably some good cassettes in there, you know?
Yeah, one of my Eminem cassettes is
I know.
destroyed. It was a like a '90s Eminem cassette. You know, granted, maybe I shouldn't have brought it on a 2-month long tour, but I took care of them at least. So
Yeah.
the thing is, I had them in this hard case, this plastic case that I would keep shut and underneath something so they didn't melt. When we got the RV back, the case was open and like in the sun. It almost looked like it was on purpose. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't date anymore.
That's why.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Damn. This girl, you're about to fall in with this girl. Sorry, I can't date you because my friend, dude, he had this
I just have,
cassettes.
I have flashbacks.
It was left
of,
out in the
like-
sun. I can't date you because of these cassettes. Holy shit!
Well, this is it, man. This Zoom is gonna shut off on us.
All right, is this it? This is how it ends.
This is how it ends.
Oh man, this has been a trip down memory lane. I hope everyone listening and watching is not just like
yes.
watching two guys reminisce.
Shit.
I feel like this is every time we hang out. It's always like this.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the one thing good about life and moments and time is that at least now we can reminisce on moments.
Oh, you remember that one time in Chicago? With those
I feel like we have
kids?
no time.
A place for humans.